Well, how's it going, Kingston? Welcome back to the NTW3 battlefield. Today we have a clan battle. This is the LK versus the RC. RC playing as the coalition against the French and on the battlefield of Aspern-Essling. Now, we've seen this map before. One of the most gorgeous maps, I think, created just from a screenshot perspective when it comes to the battles. I mean, look at this. It's just beautiful. It's just nice open areas, but you can see all the troops on it. It's just awesome. And of course you have some fun town fights, but also, you know, some tree lines to held and all that sort of stuff. But anyway, let us go over kind of the factions here. In fact, I may have to, you know, pull up a little bit of factions on my phone here. So like I said, the LK is playing with the Imperials, and the RC playing as the Coalition. This is 1809 cores. Now, on the Coalition side, there is a Hiller 10-pointer, Bellegarde 9-pointer, another Hill 7-pointer, and a Hohenzollern, which is an 8-pointer. On the other side, you have a 6-point, France Bernadotte, Eugen, who's an 11-pointer, Bernadotte, who's a 7-pointer, Messina, who's a 10-pointer, and then the 6-pointer is Saxony, right over here. Now, I will say, this is a very close battle. Sounds very, like it was very, very close. Unfortunately, I do believe there was a drop on one side. I don't remember exactly where it was, but it made it to be still a very close battle. I'll just give that disclaimer now, just because, unfortunately, you're going to probably see something go crazy. Some faction's going to go crazy and drop at some point here. In the meantime, though, let us just admire the beauty as everybody gets in position here. We do have some French cavalry running forward, some chasseurs cheval. Looks like maybe they'll engage with some hussars. I think they were trying to see if there would be a reaction from Austria. Maybe. There's even a square that's been formed in the town. These guys are like, yeah, we're just going to hang out here. We don't care. Oh, hold that thought, because we have an engagement here. Some cavalry from Austria and Saxony. First little clash of the day. Clashing right here, it looks like. And actually may have another one happening over here. Yes, we may catch this one, though. Just gonna be hopping back and forth. Some hussars getting their hands into this melee. France trying to get themselves away. Now, of course, you're going to see a lot of infantry starting to shoot here. So Austria's probably going to get their cavalry out of there. Obviously, that's 3 different points of fire. Not a very pleasant place to be. Now, you have the UK, who are advancing straight towards, I believe this is Essling. Yeah, Essling here. Not a fun place to have a fight. There's so many angles of attack you can go for, and not only that, but it's just a mess. There's so many alleyways and counter fires you can have. It becomes painful very quickly. Now, you listen, like Russia did push cavalry up to support. They are the ones rolling down this road. So I guess we'll see. I think it's a 6-pointer, usually a cav corps, potentially. So, and yeah, he did bring the cav corps, 594 men total. That's definitely a cav corps if I've ever seen one. Oh, you have more cavalry rushing out here on the left. So Russia's going to be kind of everywhere at once. But here we go. Hiller rolling in. Legion Infernal. Salzburg. I see some good units back here. Hiller is going to be a tough one to beat. The Deutschmeisters, man. All in all, this Saxony is going to have a fun time fighting Hiller. Still not a lot of development here. Still a lot of cavalry hovering on the flank. But I wouldn't be surprised if we see Hitler get very aggressive against Saxony. And honestly, Saxony's best option is to either have reinforcements, which it does look like we do have some. They're going to have to play their cards very, very carefully here. Very carefully, as this could turn into a disastrous attack. Now, they do have some good artillery positions. They have cavalry hovering on the flank. Hitler is kind of isolated, so that could be a bad thing for him. Man, that's a lot of French rolling in here. Look at that. That's a lot. Saxony is holding their ground for the time being, so I guess we'll see how that develops. France looks like they definitely are okay with taking this attack from Hitler. Although the fire from Hitler is just brutal compared to what France can dish out at this point in time. That took a long time for them to fire. I do see some potential assault columns edging up to the Austrian line right here. Artillery really hammering this flank. Look at this fight that is raging. And now Bellegarde is now going to start pushing up more and more of his forces to reinforce here as France. Hopefully France sends more reinforcements here. They really should focus on this Austrian army. We do have Saxony kind of inching back a little bit, probably not wanting to take this fight. They do have artillery, which will help a decent little bit here. France is going to start taking some losses pretty quickly here. Deutschmeister in reserve. Oh! And looks like the French do get a cav charge here. Now Austria is rushing cavalry up here. We may have some dragoons intercept them. Still Austria, I mean, they have turned infantry to be able to shoot on that flank, breaking them up. France now going to push forward some infantry, more cavalry now rushing over to reinforce this side. This is actually, oh, this is a full-out attack here. Oh, wow. They are going full attack mode here. As Russia goes in, giving Saxony a chance. However, they immediately break here. Over here, France is going for the melee. I mean, they're getting shot up, though. Gosh, this is rough. Oh my goodness, France just instantly broke. Sometimes I wonder if this Hitler is actually too powerful, you know? Sometimes you start to wonder. We do see some French reinforcements rolling in this direction. Of course, the rest of Bellegarde is pushing forward here. I do believe this is the player that drops. Yeah, this is the player that drops. They're obviously running their troops forward. That is a AI army, so at least it's on the coalition side and they seem to be doing just fine. Probably why they kept playing, you know, even with an army dropping. Now France has obviously had some heavy losses suffered already. Alright guys, sorry, we are back. You know, you can't go without one retake. I think I starting off a little bit before it crashed, I guess, though. So back to this repulse of France as they smacked into the Austrian line and then got thrown back. We do have an interesting development with the reinforcements hovering on this flank, and we don't even know how big of an army this is yet, but I'm starting to see a lot more of them appearing, cavalry as well, shifting over to the side. Austria obviously has a bit of a flank here that can get hit. We also have, this is the army that dropped, this UK. Unfortunately, they're the ones who dropped out of it. I think they're playing on, though, because, you know, the coalition's doing pretty good right now. And, you know, might as well keep it going. So, you have a French line that's probably going to try intercepting the Austrians as they push up. Another French column that's going to smack right into the Austrian line here. Starting off with some cavalry from Russia. They do hit a square, causing them to break. Austria is still deadlocked in a fight here. Ooh, they're clearing a path. Miss cavalry coming through here. We can see France is breaking here on the side, but they are going straight in here. And this is where Austria can start having some problems, as France is just getting actually quite the... Ooh, that's a nice volley by France. But you see, yeah, Austria is getting hit pretty hard here. They're going to throw forward some more reinforcements. They still have a rear line of reserves here. Saxony is actually starting to push here as this is kind of getting weak. Hiller's really taking a lot of damage here. Oh man, but so is France. They're getting chopped up. They keep sending line after line against the Deutschmeister. That's not going to work. Now it's become a mad melee here. Russia helping France try to cement something here. You see Austria trying to push in on this flank, trying to make some kind of real gains here, but France may have finally found their edge here as they start snaking around the flank of Hiller and Bellegarde. As looks like, yeah, they're starting to break a little bit here. The center right flank seems to be doing okay here. Saxony did get a nice little charge with the cavalry. But France has finally made its way through some point in the lines. Obviously the UK, I mean, actually the AI is doing a decent job of running up and starting to shoot, so, you know, not a bad thing. Not bad at all. Now we are starting to see the first of the Austrians breaking, but Austria has reformed here. So they're trying to reform once again as they're getting hit pretty hard on the flank between Russia and Saxony making their push. Just trying to pull the lines tighter to prevent them from getting surrounded and outflanked. It does appear that France is actually having to pull back as the Austrians throw in their reserves. And of course you have this UK-Austrian force just roll it forward here. Unfortunately, the AI kind of gives some weird commands, but it's working. They're going in the right direction. Ooh, Austria's actually counterattacking here. Look at this. I'm not sure what's going on here. Looks like Saxony's kind of backed off a little bit here. They didn't want to take too many losses. France did try to go for another frontal assault. That's probably going to fail. Oh, they broke some. So we're at least seeing some losses by Hiller. But now with reinforcements pushing forward, along with that UK, if the UK player was a, not AI, was a regular human player, this would be over for France. This probably wouldn't even be a close battle. The only saving grace is that this is just kind of not very smart. You know, these guys are exhausted. They are running because the AI doesn't know not to run troops. Both sides kind of have split up a little bit here. Now we may see a push, a very vigorous, very aggressive push being made by Austria, as they know they kind of have the French damaged, severely damaged. I mean, France taking some heavy losses here in this fight. I'm sure Austria's taken some, but I feel like France has been they definitely taken way heavier losses than Austria has. But they're obviously still holding their ground. They still have control of part of this road. More of their forces are starting to break. Oh my gosh, look at this UK. This is just going to break instantly as soon as it smacks it. They're exhausted. It's going to take one bayonet charge to break all of them. Now, of course, it is the AI, so they could just, you know, blob. But Austria could try to utilize this whole blob tactic to then delay or kind of soak up some of the French's attention while they then push on this flank. I'll be very curious to see how that works out for them. You have Saxony actually making an aggressive push. Now, Saxony's kind of one of those more delicate factions here. They're very smaller units, kind of make it much more difficult to actually get a real effective attack. I mean, because they just die so quickly, and once they lose 50 casualties, it's all over. You see that Grenadier just broke. Cavalry's even making a huge dent on Saxony's line, and they're about to just disappear. Leaving France all by themselves. Now we are going to have... Ooh, this UK kind of... Oh my gosh. So many. It's like a horde. Artillery actually setting up here. Now France is readjusting as Austria is starting to push around the side. But ooh, actually have the coalition, or this AI actually... Oh no, I thought they were about to shoot. Oh no. The death, point blank volleys, guys. Oh. Oh wow. Both sides kind of shooting here. Look at that. The AI is fibbing. No, I'm just kidding. Did they form a square? They did. Oh, well, I'm going to try not to worry about too much of the AI. I mean, nothing else really happened yet. Austria's trying to push up where the UK are just going in. Oh my gosh. Kind of sucks when, you know, you get blocked by an AI. The real question is, can you FIM an AI if they blob you? You know, is that acceptable? Is that fair? I feel like it should be. Because the AI is breaking this French army. Oh, we have some heavy cav. This is going to be good. Oh my gosh. I mean, we are seeing the UK starting to break here, so potentially, I mean, Austria went in as well. Some hussars trying to break the flank of France at the same time. You see Austria even pushing across the road as France is trying to back up a little bit. It's like fighting a zombie horde. It looks kind of cool though. Highlanders are in this one. Man. The point blank volleys though. I mean, they're exhausted. They're not going to fight very effectively. Oh my gosh. This one French line is trying to hold back like 6 to 7. Yeah, that's not going to work. Ooh, a nice charge by Austria. Square is formed by France. France is kind of just trying to fall back here and do some damage control. As, I mean, unfortunately, this UK blob is just smacking into their center. They can't do anything about it. Now, he has some heavy cavalry here. I bet you he's trying to get a square up here just to make it a little bit easier on his blob so they don't get charged by heavy cavalry. The rest of the French are peeling off here to the flank. They're maybe trying to draw out the line as the coalition tries to consolidate around the center here. Things are looking pretty bleak. Now, there is a French kind of segment here. So they've been waiting for a bayonet charge. Totally missed this segment. They were holding this Essling. Now Austria probably is going to have to be pushed in that direction to pursue it. Oh my gosh, that is a lot of death. Now, the coalition is probably going to start thinking about LOCs, as after all, this is a clan battle. Now, of course, there is only, man, there's not a lot of time that's passed. Maybe a quarter of the time has passed. Still, things can change. Some of this UK is just going to kind of keep running around. But at this point, I definitely think, as beautiful as it looked, I think the coalition were looking pretty good from the very beginning. But that first initial charge by France, I mean, that's the thing about these corps. You have to go into melee quick. We've had another battle recently with these corps playing against the French. The French actually won. And the only reason they won was because they went in quickly on either it was Hiller or Bellegarde and broke them. And at that point, they were able to push them back. They didn't have those chunky units, but you have to do the melee. We've seen it work. Obviously, France tried it. It unfortunately just did not work for them. But if you don't, then you're just going to sit there and watch units melt to withering Austrian line fire. And that's not going to help anyone either. So, France, I think, did what they should have done, which is bayonet charge. Try to go for melee with cavalry and infantry support. But it just didn't work out. It didn't pan out. The volleys were just so bad countering their charges that they just weren't able to do anything effective with it, unfortunately.
Our men are running for us.
Alright, so the coalition is still pushing the French back towards this town. Over here, I think they've kind of given up on trying to push into the town at this point. They're going to let France kind of deal with Essling by themselves. They may even, you know, ignore this French force. It's obviously that France probably is going to start running for some LOCs here. And Austria is going to probably try to take Aspern, maybe. They could probably do it. I think they have the weight that's needed, the numbers that's needed to take it. Yeah, look at the row upon row upon row of rows of Austrians. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, maybe 6 different lines deep of Austrians. Cannon crew looks like they're about to get killed. And now we're going to go into a street fight, which would be kind of brutal. Now, unfortunately, the Cav Corps for Russia, it seems like they have very small Cav units, which means that you have to be able to really commit to a charge and hope that you don't get volleyed, because I saw a lot of charges by Russia, and every time it felt like they just got shot in the face and they broke before they did a lot of damage. Now, they had a couple of really good ones, but unlike other Cav Corps that just have a lot more units in each of the units that you bring, there's not a lot of Cav units in the Russians. I mean, they brought 594 men total for Cav Corps. Even this heavy cap's kind of small. I don't know, I feel like if Russia had larger unit sizes for their Cav Corps, it may even out the odds of this, because this is definitely a hard corps to fight against. But maybe it's supposed to be that way, you know, historically Austria was pretty good at this point in time, and just goes to show. Like everywhere you look, it's Austrians. Look at that. Look at that. Alright, so the melee is starting here. We're going to have some cavalry potentially charging. There's some form of square, unfortunately. It just doesn't seem a fair contest, you know? Like, the quality of one over the other, just, it's tough. I don't think I could play as France and win unless, you know, the one playing the coalition just was not very good. Now we have Russia sending in their heavy cavalry again, just kind of support this line. These Austrians cannot form square at least. Now imagine this was just the retreat of the French, and you know, they're just trying to get away and march down this road and get away. I could see how, I know in a lot of battles, the only thing that saves an army is darkness. Like, the night hits, you can't see anything, it becomes difficult to pursue the enemy. I can see how that would be a thing, and if like, usually some of the most ferocious fights of the Napoleonic era, nighttime I think is actually what truly saved an army from complete obliteration. Usually they managed to, like, under the cover of darkness, reorganize, keep running away, and the coalition or the victorious party would have to stop and reorganize because they're like, well, now we don't know where they are and we could risk them turning around and just destroying us. Because look in this situation, broad daylight, you can see everything. How are you gonna pursue? Imagine if, like, it was dark and you couldn't even see this. Like, you could see just this much in front of you, maybe. I mean, the French could easily start running along this way, then like, oh, let's all go this way, or I'll go this way, or kind of just split off. And obviously, you know, the coalition are not trying to... Whoa, that's a lot of Saxon troops. Didn't realize Saxony had so many. These Deutschmeister, obviously hot on the tails, on the heels, I should say, of the... Oh my gosh, this is a big shooting range. This is just brutal. A volley that drops a good 15 to 20 men. That doesn't even feel fair, man. Yeesh. More brave Saxons who are going to stand up here. Watch how fast one fires over the other. I mean, I know they're forming up still, but the Austrians are going to fire first. That's the only thing. The musket bug definitely seems to be kind of rough for this French army. I don't think they're firing very quickly here. Been better to keep a unit right here and just start shooting and then form up another couple units right here. I mean, it's over either way, unless they're trying to delay 2 LOCs, but Austria is all over this. Look at these 2 brave French light infantry. Oh, they tried. This one's gotten 2 kills so far. He's probably gonna die now. Yikes. Either way, we have the cavalry charging in here. Oh, they actually managed to get a unit that can't form square. Wow. Doesn't have very much. Not sure what the French are doing over here. Maybe they're going for some more LOCs. Either way, I mean, there's so much time left. I may have to skip ahead once this fight's over, or maybe that'll be it for this engagement. Because you can see the French are basically just garrisoned a couple houses. Technically, they still have all these houses. So I'm not sure what the end game is here. Austria actually may have a bit of a problem here trying to take this. We'll see. He's sending in some really good troops. Alright, well, they took it. It's like kind of a ferocious fight going on there. Now, Saxony's making their stand here. Cavalry behind them, but that's about it. Obviously, there's a couple units here. They are in the midst of being assaulted as well. Yeah, the Austrians about to take that one, too. Kind of cool. You can hear so far away. It sounds distant, but also sounds kind of cool. You hear it? Looks like the UK are just out trying to outshoot the Grenadiers in this LOC. Look at that. That's so cool. Didn't really pay attention to that before. Like,
This
you
building
can
has
barely
fallen
hear
to
the
the
roll of
enemy.
muskets. You start getting closer and it kind of kicks on. But anyway, I may have to skip to the end because I'm not sure what's going to happen at this point. You know, it's just a couple French scattered troops here and there. I'm not sure LOC-why what's going to happen. But let me just hit this fast forward button here. Saxony's just kind of running away. Austria's probably just going to hang out here in the town. They have Essling. I think they... No, they don't have Essling. Sorry, they have Aspern. I'm not sure if they're going to get Essling. Not sure if the French even have it. Obviously, you'll start having to count LOCs, which, yeah, Saxony still has this one and this one, but I'm sure the coalition can easily take those, and then they'll take Aspern, and they'll have all 4, and that's 4 LOCs. Plus, you know, they can get some extra ones like the one down here, which they do appear to be pushing up to. Actually, we have a little bit of action here. France actually getting some here. Kind of reinforce. It's turning into more scattered fighting, that's for sure. But if they take Aspern plus this one, I mean, they'll have 5 points. And that will be the majority of the points on the board. So, you know, they just have to do that. Saxon looks like they may be trying to take back this one. I doubt they'll be able to take it. The units are pretty exhausted. I'm surprised. Man, Saxony's held out a very long time. And again, these houses are very tough to actually take. But obviously, both sides are being very cautious here. Yeah, Saxony's breaking, trying to take that LOC. They're not going to take it, unfortunately for them. And I think this army's probably going to die to the Austrian lines. Here we have the desperate melee. Ooh, some grenadiers from France. Not doing too hot, and they break, unfortunately. That could cause the collapse of one flank. The LOC can then break. Looks like Saxony actually took a majority of the LOCs to hold them. I'm assuming they put like all their grenadiers and that. No, it's just regular lines. Oh, it looks like it has been taken here. Yeah, so they can take those. That'll be enough for them to win this. Yeah, not a lot happening at this point. Just little bitty fights here and there. I'm just gonna start fast forwarding a little bit at a time here. You know,
our men are running, sir.
this is all that remains for, you know, a good fight to be brought to an end here, is them just taking this, which I think they will. Saxony probably will waver and break once their allies in the area all break.
We have taken a building, sir.
Ooh, that was loud. Alright, so I believe Essling is entirely theirs. They will be able to claim LOC victory unless the Imperials can do something about it. I'm gonna keep fast forwarding here. Not that I'm impatient or getting bored of this, but you know, I mean, scattered little fighting isn't exactly the most exciting thing in the world. Yeah, it looks like Saxony was trying for one last desperate attempt here. It's probably gonna die, like, as soon as they go in the house. Wow, France actually counterattacked. I mean, there's more and more reinforcements pushing up. It's gonna be impossible for them to win this. You have for the Austrians coming deep, far right field, or I should say rear field. They are entirely surrounded here. Austria actually looks like they're going in for the LOC. The last strong point. I mean, France is making a pretty desperate last stand here. Not the worst I've ever seen, to be honest. I mean, they have repulsed multiple Austrian lines. But still. Reinforcements are rushing up to try to help out here. I mean, technically, if they hold this and they hold a couple more, they can win. So it's actually pretty high stakes when you think about it. Oh, man, France with the general to inspire the men is actually kind of making this hurt for Austria. Austria still has not taken this. Saxony's clinging on for dear life. But there they go. Alright, last time I'll fast forward, promise. Yeah, because France has nothing left really to throw at them. Saxony's probably about to break. There it is. So, yeah, LOC victory for the coalition. Now, I do believe there is a small little contingent of French soldiers, but I doubt they're going to be able to do anything. He's probably just going to leave them there. Like I said, unless something changes, I'll just pull up the results for the end of this battle. Alright guys, so that is the battle. This one was a victory for the RC clan. Now, let me pull up the results here. So you can see on the coalition side, you have Matt Bob playing as Hiller. Got 2353 for the kills. TT Ross got 1083. I think he was playing Bellegarde, but I'm not totally sure. Mr. Standard was the one who dropped as the UK still. The AI coming in clutch with 329 for the kills. Still got some kills. They're going to bring back Militia with 1011 for the kills. On their side, Bagration, Cavcore, 218 for the kills. 618. Let's see, that's the Saxony, 871. You have Sigismund with 1790. And Malcor with 1111 for the kills. So, you know, some good kills, especially those two last French armies definitely gave, you know, were worth their salt when it came to repulsing the enemy. I honestly would never want to play as Saxony, so props to them because, man, Saxony's not an easy one to play. I feel like their infantry is very, very small. It's very small size units, so it is. If the enemy knows what they're doing, you're gonna die. But they all played well, so good game to everybody involved. But anyway, guys, that'll be it for me today. Thank you all so much for joining me. You guys have a great rest of your day. Stay safe, and as always, I will catch you all in another video.